My goodness, my gracious, some loved one or someone has deemed you as the person to inherit their real estate, their property, their home. It's an exciting thing. It could be pretty awesome. And there are also cases and situations where you inherit a home and you walk in and you find out that this home is stacked to the rim with items, with possessions. You have, in fact, inherited a hoarder house. So, what do you do in this situation, particularly in Durham, North Carolina? Hey, folks, it's Courtney Rollins, the Durham County certified probate expert here in the Life and Transitions Expert podcast to talk about things that are connected and related to those big life transitions, such as going through probate, if your estate or someone's estate has to go through there, or setting up trust and other legal remedies to help you avoid probate, or those big transitions like moving from a house, selling a house. These are big life changes that are a part of life and that professionals like the folks at Life and Transitions Experts are committed to helping people get stronger, be prepared, so that they can navigate these steps and these processes so they can enjoy all that life has to offer. So let's dig in a little bit. Here are some things we're going to talk about or consider, at least 5 things to think about. If you find yourself in a situation where you have inherited a hoarder's or inherited a property that has tons of items in it, what can you do? All right. So number 1, you may decide to go ahead and take up residency. You might decide to go ahead and live in the property, go ahead and treat it as your own. In that case, you're going to go in there. You can go ahead and make your repairs and set up the cleaning and do all the stuff that you need to do to make sure that it is livable. That means digging deep, not only digging through the trash and cleaning out the material, the area, the space there, but also making sure the mechanics of the property are working properly. Quite often when there's a lot of personal property items attached to a property, it's hard to get to those important mechanicals like the HVAC, if there's one available, like the electrical wiring, and like the plumbing and things of that nature. Those are important things to be able to look at. They usually cost a lot of money, but may be hard to get to if it's their stacks and stacks of things. But it may be worthwhile to you to go ahead and go in there. Then you can go at your own pace to clean out and repair. Another thing that you may want to think about is actually turning this home into an asset by turning it into a rental property. You can combine the first strategy of taking up residency with the second strategy of renting it out and actually house hack. And at this way, depending on if you inherit the property and there's a mortgage on it or not, you can actually generate income that could go into your bottom line. Now, make sure that you are really steep in understanding the local laws, the state and federal laws when it comes to tenant occupancy. You want to make sure you're following those to the T. There are some states and jurisdictions that are more tenant friendly, and there are some that are more landlord friendly. So make sure you're understanding so that you're following, so that you can get the full benefits, all the tax breaks, and you don't run into any issues that's causing pain, extra fees, and challenges in something that's supposed to be bringing you money. Now, again, for these 2 strategies, if you find local real estate professionals like us at Estate Pro Service or someone in your area, I know there's got to be folks out there in your area that are cash investors, are willing to help you. You could avoid the pain and challenges that sometimes are associated with being a landlord, or even the challenges of fixing up a property if you're trying to live in there. And it may be optimal for you to look for a quick cash sale. So definitely something to think about. Consider cash investors, or consider, especially if you're renting it out, finding a property manager so that you don't have to do all the challenges and work. A lot of people say the word or the phrase that renting property or being a landlord is passive investing, but folks who experience it quite often will explain to you that it is not necessarily passive. Tip number three is, again, back to selling it. Maybe you just go ahead and decide to sell it on your own, for sale by owner. Now, just to give you a heads up, if you're trying to sell it by owner because you don't want to, don't like realtors or brokers, or you want to save their real estate commission, just look at some of the statistics that show how very little for sale by owners actually go into the seller's favor, especially because there's not as much marketing, not as much eyes on the property, and not have the proper screening for buyers. So you spend a lot of times for sale by owners, unless they are really steep an experience of marketing and selling and finding buyers for the property, it could really end up losing a lot of time, money, and energy. So that you may want to go ahead and find an awesome, amazing realtor that will put this property in front of many folks. And again, of course, companies like mine, Estate Pro Service, we love buying properties, and we also don't try to fit anyone into a box. So if you come into us and you're looking for a quick, convenient cash sale, yes, we absolutely can do that. However, if you're looking for to squeeze out more equity out of the property, and you have the time and perhaps the funds to reinvest into it to get more money out of it by fixing it up or something, we definitely can also help you with the listing and help you get whatever the best situation is for you that we deem after assessing all the different options. Another thing that you want to consider is the holding costs. If you've inherited the property and it is paid off, awesome. There's still going to be taxes and insurance and utilities that you'll need to make sure that you're paying attention to. So make sure that you prepare for that. There also, of course, if there is a mortgage, there'll be extra additional costs that you need to think about. Also think about the emotional cost or maybe the emotional gain that you receive or give because of holding on to an item or property that was held by a loved one. A lot of people maybe don't take in consideration how hard it is maybe to move into your grandmother's home or your mother's home or your uncle's home, or some people don't realize how healing it can be. That really depends on the person. It depends on you, and it's something for you to definitely consider that quite often isn't put into consideration. The home buying process is an emotional process, and if you tap that into inheriting a property, you can just think about the augmented emotions that can come from there, which sometimes can blur someone's choice or decision when actually holding on to the property may be the better thing for you and your family, or you may be blurred by emotions and not recognize that selling it may be the best thing for you. And tip number 5, strategy number 5, is to find a company like Estate Pro Service. I keep harping back to it, but I know that cash investors serve such a great role in these areas, these spaces, because they are the folks who take on quite often the hairy and tough, challenging situations, because cash investors like myself and folks out there are looking for opportunities with need to find properties at a discount. And the only way we can really earn a discount in the property is if there's so many challenges or so many issues that the seller decides that, hey, I'm ready to trade speed and convenience for a discounted price. And so a hoarder situation or one of those situations where it may be more convenient and more peace of mind for a seller to go ahead and sell it to a cash investor. And that's where folks like us come in. And there are plenty of folks out there who are doing amazing things. So I'm sure you can either do a Google search or connect with us, and we'll try to, depending on what area you're in, put you in connection with some awesome buyers. Or perhaps we might be the buyers as well. So again, we're not going to put anyone into a box, and no one that you speak to should try to force you in a box. If anything, they should be asking you tons of questions to help you come to decisions and see all the options that may be available for you so that you can make the best, most educated, informed decision. All right, folks, if you want to chat with us, give me a call over at Estate Pro Service, 919 341 1992, or go to estateproservice.com. If you're listening to this and this has been helpful, I would love for you to hit a like and subscribe wherever you are. Leave me a review wherever you are, as well as go ahead and join our community on Facebook, Life in Transitions Experts Community. Let your light shine. And on YouTube, it's the YouTube channel, Life in Transitions Experts. We'd love to see you there. All right, folks, till next time, rising tides, it lifts all sails.